Oh, well guys, it is day, let's see, 4. Yeah, I guess that makes it April 7th. It's 4:17. It's 58.2 degrees, warm already. At least that's the temperature in my tent, in my gulch. I think that's the right word. Drop a comment. Is that the right word? Gulch? Wash? I don't know. Anyways, we'll get up. We'll get going. Very good morning to you folks. It is 7:14 in the morning, 49.4 degrees. So I actually cooled off just a little bit since I woke up. When I got out of the tent, the temperature was like 53 degrees. So cooled down 4 degrees since I broke camp. Let's see what time I broke camp. I think it was like 5:27 or something. I think it was maybe even earlier than that. Let's see, 5:26 I broke camp, way earlier. 5:26, again, as I said, 53.6 degrees. Heard my first bird, 6:04 this morning. Used Merlin to identify that it was indeed a horned lark, which is evidently a ground-dwelling bird. And there was a bunch of them. There was a bunch of them waking up at that time. I don't know where in the world the trail is. I'm just going to come to a stop. So 6:04 was the first bird. 6:29 is when I took the headlamp off. I'm about 3.5-4 miles or so into the day, just leaving that water tank you may see way off in the horizon there, may not. Did run into Jesse and Nosebleed yet again over at the water tank. Seems like they camped up there. Seems like there might have been a bit of a party. It was them. I just got the story that it was them and Joe and Nurse, whom I have not yet met, but I'm sure is a great guy. Yeah, today's gonna be town day for sure, man. Should be about 14 miles away. So you know, I'm just gonna try and get there as quick as I can to try and beat this sky devil that punishes us so out here in the New Mexico boot heel. I wanted to mention there's a band I used to listen to quite a bit from Richmond, Virginia, called Race the Sun, and I haven't really thought about them in years and years and years, but they have been on the mind these past few days because that's pretty much been the mantra of the hike so far, is Race the Sun, man. Race the Sun big time. Also just wanted to mention that the wind mercifully abated at some point last night. I can't quite tell you when. The tent was just rocking and rolling, ripping and waving in the wind, even though only like the top foot of it was maybe at ground level, maybe above ground level. The rest of it was sunk down into that gulch or ravine or whatever you want to call it. It was so bad. I was trying to sleep and I just couldn't sleep, man. Like the tent was waving and popping and flapping and all sorts of things. So I decided I needed to sleep. So I just at that point, the tent had been up like 3 or 4 hours. I felt like if it was going to fail, it probably would have failed by then. It failed twice as I was trying to pitch it. And so I just put in the earplugs. I gave up, put in the earplugs, and then I was able to fall asleep pretty quick. Even though tent flaps were knocking against my head and feet and stuff like that. But whatever, man, this is what we love. So welcome to the CDT. It's day, whatever it is, 4, I think. Day 4. Should be getting to Lordsburg tonight. Let's get walking. All right, guys, 10:56. Notice over my shoulder there is the water cache number 5. It's gonna be the 5th and final water cache before Lordsburg. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think it might be the final water cache at all. I'm not really certain about that. I could be completely wrong. I haven't looked ahead past Lordsburg yet. Yeah, so I should be six and a half miles or so from town, which is pretty great. Again, it's just a couple minutes before 11. I was able to put out a call to Scout. Might have mentioned this yesterday, I don't know. Cal, the shuttle driver from a few days ago, gave us all his cell phone number because he has a place up in Montana and he likes to see hikers again as they pass through. That wouldn't be for months and months, but anyways, I had Cal's number. I did not have Scout's number. So I knew that Scout was gonna be picked up from the southern terminus. I texted Cal, I asked if he could give him my number, and then ask him if he wanted to share a room. So I think tonight and perhaps tomorrow night too, I'll be, fun little style. Tonight and tomorrow night too, I'm gonna be sharing a room at the Econo Lodge with Scout, which is great. I mean, any possible way to save a little bit of money out here is huge. So Scout was a great guy too, so I don't mind spending time with him either. Definitely got to do some laundry, definitely got to take a shower, definitely have to take care of my feet. I shouldn't say feet, my toes really are the problem right now. I dressed like 8 or whatever blisters last night, which isn't great. Totally not great at all. I got to get some Epsom salt. Might buy a bag of ice and kind of soak them. I am thinking I'm probably gonna zero, as I kind of just referenced, likely going to zero in Lordsburg tomorrow. I also have some gear odds and ends that I really need to take care of. The stick pick mount for my GoPro cracked, which means that I can no longer secure it onto my trekking pole and get cool kind of sweeping shots and stuff like that. So that's definitely a bummer. I tried gluing it in the field, but it didn't really hold great. So I do have a different kind of glue. I also have Gorilla Glue. I'm hoping I can get to town, find some rubber bands, rubber band it up, glue it together. Hopefully that'll hold. Meanwhile, I'm gonna get in touch with my sister, look ahead to Silver City, see if my sister can send me a replacement mount off to Silver City, just in case this one either doesn't work or breaks again or something. I'd like to have a backup. Irony of ironies, I carried a backup the entire 2,200 miles of the Appalachian Trail last year. Never needed it. And that's just how the cookie crumbles. Well, yeah, that's really all I have to report for now. It's been a nice little day. Again, probably about 6.6 miles. Well, from when I started recording, maybe 6.4 now. To get to Lordsburg, or to the Econo Lodge, I should say. Lordsburg's kind of on the other side. Definitely looking forward to taking care of some town chores. This was a great little shakedown for the overall hike. Learned a lot. Yeah, that's all I got for now. Rocking and rolling. Be to Lordsburg in 2.5 hours, something like that. I always feel like a pilot, like an airline pilot whenever I say stuff like that. Like, folks, should have you down to Lordsburg in 2.5 hours. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the hike. Well, that's facing the way I came from, but that marker is the first marker from which I can see Lordsburg down there. So that's 3 miles away down there in the distance. Joe texted me, he's already down at Cranberries, kind of like the restaurant, the first restaurant in town. And I'm waiting for a text from Scout about the hotel tonight, so we'll get down there. Still a little ways from Lordsburg, maybe 2.5 miles or so, but from the trail, saw something rather interesting. I thought I'd take you over and give you a look. Not sure what this is all about. I guess it's just the unofficial town dump. I don't know. You know what this is? This is a shooting range. That's what that is. A lot of shotgun shells. lighters, a lot of exploded bottles, and a whole lot of bullet holes and just about everything else. T1 initiated. Me and my sandals means I've made it to town. Checked in over here at the Econo Lodge. Scout should be on his way any minute. But for right now, I'm gonna go hit cranberries. This little crew here, let's go around and say who everyone is, where you're from.
Oh, hey, I'm Nurse. I flew in from Boston.
Yay.
Doing the desert thing.
I'm Nosebleed. I'm from Taos, New Mexico.
I'm Jessie, also Taos.
Yay.
I'm Scout from Kentucky.
And
Bear Hug from Port Townsend, Washington.
cool guys, it works if you work it.
Yeah.